When a people talk about the Golden Age of Piracy, one name stands above almost all others, a name that became a symbol of fear, power, and the brutal reality of life on the seas. His name was Edward Thatch, but history would remember him as Blackbeard.
6 days of pure fucking sight.
Unlike many pirates who became famous only after their deaths, Blackbeard built his legend while he was still alive.
By Christ.
He understood something that few pirates truly mastered. Fear could be more powerful than weapons. His appearance alone became a weapon.
Would you be the devil?
We're an audience. Aye. It's all a big show. Give your quarry something to fear. Some hellish thing from a fevered dream. And men will drop to their knees, pleading for their lord before all else.
Oh, God. Looks fine.
With his long black beard, burning fuses under his hat, and carefully created reputation, Blackbeard transformed himself into one of the most feared figures of the Caribbean.
Captain Thatch, as I live and breathe. What is this magnificent muzzle you've cultivated, eh?
Why fly a black flag when a black beard will do?
But behind the legend was a man who understood the pirate world better than most. In Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Edward Thatch is not only presented as a famous pirate, but as a man living during the final years of the Golden Age of Piracy. He understands the dangers of the world around him and knows that survival requires more than strength. It requires intelligence, reputation, and the ability to adapt. Through his connection with Edward Kenway, the game shows the person behind the legend and reveals the man who would eventually become one of history's most famous pirates.
What the hell are you doing, man? All of Charleston can see this mess.
The idea. Out of range, but well in sight.
Before Edward Thatch became known throughout history as Blackbeard, he was simply Edward Thatch, an experienced pirate trying to survive in a changing world. When Edward Kenway encounters him in Nassau, he is not meeting a stranger. The two pirates already know each other, and their conversations show the respect and familiarity between them. At this point, Edward Thatch is not yet the terrifying figure that history would later remember. He does not have the enormous black beard and fearsome image that would become part of his legend.
We'll be unbeatable.
Not that twaddle again, Kenway. It's a story for schoolboys. I mean, proper defenses. Steal a galleon, shift all the guns to one side. Would make a nice ornament for one of our harbors.
It will not be easy to steal a full Spanish galleon. Have you one in mind?
I do, sir.
And I'll show you. She's a fussock, she is. Fat and slow.
Reputation can be more powerful than any weapon. Thatch sees something in Edward as well. He recognizes his ambition, his abilities, and the potential he has as a pirate. Unlike many pirates who only chase gold, Thatch understands that survival depends on knowing when to fight, when to negotiate, and how to build a reputation that commands respect. Through their relationship, Edward begins to see another side of piracy, not just the search for treasure, but the importance of reputation, loyalty, and the choices that define a pirate's legacy. But Thatch also understands something that many pirates learn too late. Every legend comes with a price.
I know you're come to call me home, Kenway. And your faith in me is kind. But with Nassau done in, I feel I'm finished.
I'm not of the same mind, mate. But I won't begrudge you the state of yours.
Edward Thatch's transformation into Blackbeard was not created overnight. It was carefully built through fear, intelligence, and understanding how people react to legends. In a world where pirates constantly fought for survival, reputation was one of the most powerful weapons a captain could possess. Blackbeard understood that a battle could sometimes be won before a single shot was fired.
Are you not wanted by your wives and families and countrymen? How else to explain your government's complete disinterest in your well-being? Hostages for nonsense!
By creating an image of himself as a terrifying force, he made enemies hesitate before challenging him. The famous appearance of Blackbeard became part of his strategy. The beard, the smoke, the terrifying presence, and the stories surrounding him all helped create a legend larger than the man himself. But behind this image was a skilled sailor and strategist who knew how to navigate the dangerous world of piracy. He was not only feared because of violence, he was feared because people believed the stories about him.
This is my predicament. Kill ya? Or to press you into my service? It's a decision I'll make hardly, but not with remorse.
The real pirate behind the legend is often recorded in history as Edward Teach, although some sources use the name Edward Thatch. Before becoming one of history's most famous pirates, he was likely a sailor and possibly gained experience during Queen Anne's War. After the war ended, many sailors found themselves without work, and some turned to piracy. Teach eventually became part of the crew of pirate Captain Benjamin Hornigold, where he developed his skills and reputation. Around 1717, he took command of a captured French ship, which he renamed Queen Anne's Revenge. With this ship, his reputation grew rapidly, and the name Blackbeard became known across the Caribbean. Although later stories portrayed him as a monster, historians believe that much of his power came from intimidation and strategy rather than unnecessary violence. Blackbeard understood that fear could achieve what weapons could not.
I'm not a man accustomed to murder, Captain. If you'd taken quarter, you'd not be seeping now.
Sack a muzzle, gobshite. You'll be hanged and sun-dried just as them there were in Boston.
The King's called for a pardon.
Before a battle, he would place burning fuses made from slow-burning rope under his hat and around his face. When the fuses burned, smoke would surround his head, making him look like a creature from another world. With his enormous black beard, dark clothing, and the smoke covering his face, sailors believed they were facing something almost supernatural. This terrifying appearance was not just for show. Blackbeard understood that fear could defeat enemies before a fight even began. Some crews surrendered simply because they believed they had no chance against him. Another famous tale says that before his final battle, Blackbeard declared that only the devil himself could defeat him. when he was finally killed at Ocracoke Island in 1718. Stories claimed that his body disappeared into the sea, and that his headless body swam around the ship several times before sinking. This is almost certainly a legend, but it shows how powerful the myth of Blackbeard had become. More than 300 years after his death, Blackbeard remains one of the most famous pirates in history. His name continues to represent the mystery, danger, and adventure associated with piracy. But behind the legend was a real person who understood how to survive in one of the most dangerous eras in history. Black Flag uses Edward Thatch to show both sides of piracy, the legend that people remember and the human being who created that legend. Blackbeard was not just a pirate with a terrifying image. He was a strategist, a sailor, and a man who understood the power of reputation.
Rum tastes sweeter among friends, pirate. At it again, Kenway. I thought you'd be done chasing fairy stories.
Not yet.
His story remains one of the greatest examples of how a person can transform themselves into a legend. Do you want to become also a legend? Then drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel to help us grow and provide more content to all of you. Thank ye kindly, and may the seas bring us together again, matey.